Jackie has landed. Jackie Rom has landed.
Hi, hello from Indigo Bay in St Martin and my very good friend Dean.
Hi, how are you?
We tried to work out how long we've known each other and how we met, but we can't remember, can we?
No.
We just always seem to have been friends. I'm going to ask Dean some questions and we're going to find out a little bit about his life, how he came here and things like that. So, how did you come to find St Martin?
I came to find St. Martin through my mother, who has been coming here for years, and she brought me along a couple of times. And
Were you young?
I was very young. I had been coming here for about 24 to 25 years.
Fantastic. And then at what point did you decide I'm going to buy here and why?
I think it's everyone's dream, or most people's dream, to come to a Caribbean island and, wow, this is beautiful, I want to live here. So, not getting any younger, so I said I'm going to sell my home and then purchase a home here. So that's, in a nutshell, how I came here.
And in a minute we're going to tell everybody how you actually did it, because it was an unusual kind of way of buying a house.
Yes.
So, you decide to buy a property and you do this in an unusual way. Tell everybody how you found this property.
This property was one of 5 I looked at.
And you did it on a TV show.
Yes, most people have seen some type of home network shows. So my husband and I were on HGTV's Caribbean Life show, and it was an amazing experience.
And how did it happen?
I happened to see a realtor because we were looking at homes, and he had mentioned he had already done a previous episode, and we mentioned that if you had an opportunity to have another opening, we'd be very much interested. He contacted us, and we did an online interview, and they didn't dislike us, so we did the interview, and lo and behold, we were contacted and treated like royalty for 3 full days. And
how many years ago did it air?
It aired in 2019, so we're just about 5 years then.
And you're still getting stopped, aren't you?
Yes.
People still say, "Oh, I saw you on TV."
5 minutes of fame. So long ago, but it is nice. It's kind of like we are stuck in time when they do air those episodes, so it's good for a laugh anyway.
It's fun. So this house, you've done a lot to it. You can see the most. I will put up some other views around the house, but you've got some fabulous views, and you've done a lot to the house as well.
Done a lot to the house. The house originally was under construction, and the builder left. And long story short, there was a storm. Everyone knows Irma. So there was really no damage to this house because a lot of this structure wasn't here. And if you happen to have seen the episode, none of what is behind us is visible on the episode.
Was there a swimming pool here when you saw it?
No, there was actually, right where we're sitting, didn't exist.
And I know it'd be interesting for people that are thinking of buying a house abroad. What are some of the downsides? Be honest. Tell everybody what you think is like negative about buying a house so far away from home. I know you've got
so many, yes. The negatives would be the cost. No one knows that the electricity and the water are premium. Everything that you want, or furniture, if you don't bring it here yourself, you have to ship it. Other than getting material for your projects or furniture, you're dealing with island traffic and no parking, and I definitely recommend a small vehicle because the infrastructure on many islands, I'm not just pointing fingers at anyone in particular because I do love this island. I'm here, I sold my house in the States, everything to acquire ownership here in this beautiful island.
And then another thing, because we've had this conversation, that when you do come out on vacation, a lot of your time is spent doing things for the house.
Yes.
Every time.
And it's really a drain because I want to just open the door like everyone. They're on vacation, book your airfare, drive, open the door, and no problems. Have it clean, no issues with the pool, no waiting. It's just maintenance no matter where you are in the world. unless you're in a condo. But either way, you're paying one shape, form, or of the other.
So, is there any advice that you would give to anyone that's purchasing a house here? Can you think of anything?
I would think if you're able to, and you find something that you really love, and you're able to do it, go for it.
I personally think it's having the right people around.
Oh.
So knowing electricians, knowing plumbers, being able to say, please go and sort this out, that is just really
That's really key, because what I've learned is I've met a lot of people after the fact of trying to get workers here. And you have to realize there are no Home Depots or Lowe's or a lot of competition for electricians and plumbers. So you're at the mercy of who you get, and it is island time. So
That's a really big thing, island time.
when you're used to
Somebody turning up, but just to let you know, we're drinking water. It is like 11 o'clock in the morning. So
when you make an appointment and you let people know that you're coming to the island, have it scheduled, just because they know you're coming, say on Monday, something will always come up, an emergency on their end, and next thing you know, it's Wednesday, Thursday, or even yesterday for me. I've waited here a whole week and someone just shows up. So that's what's very aggravating. But
on the plus, okay, let's go
On
to
the
the
plus,
plus
yes.
side.
the plus side, just look around. Just come to the islands, any islands that you like, check them out, enjoy it. There's boating, there's beaching, there's casinos, there's restaurants, French cuisine. I mean, and then you meet these wonderful people. I mean, it's incredible.
It's so true. And I find that the people that I've met here, because we're all doing the same thing, we're all from around the world, we're all away from our families, that we become each other's family. And like both Dean and I know, if I've got a problem and Dean was here and I wasn't, I would just ring Dean, or he would ring
Absolutely.
me. We wouldn't hesitate. And in life, you don't often, that doesn't often happen, but we have a huge circle of friends that we could just call anybody and they would just be happy to go to help.
It's true, and you're not just saying that. I mean,
No, it really is true, isn't it?
And the more people you know, the more parties.
We haven't
festivities.
stopped, have we? Every day. When did you arrive? On Sunday.
I arrived on Sunday.
Sunday,
and
went
haven't
straight
stopped
to
yet.
the party, which we were all at, and it's been like that every day since. I don't know about you at home, because you're really proactive. You're out and about and doing things all the time. But my social life here is so different. It's like I had 2 or 3 places to go tonight, and I've said I need a night in. I just need one night in to recoup.
That is true. A lot of people say, you have a beautiful house, why don't you just enjoy the house? And they're absolutely right. But when you're here, you want to keep going out and explore and enjoy. And lately, I mean, I know I have this piece of paradise and I love it dearly, but my husband and I we're traveling, we're going on cruises to see other islands and making more memories, and instead of material things, just enjoying life.
And I think that's so important.
And then I come back here and things are shaping up. I mean, it looks nice on the camera, but behind the scenes, you know, like anything, there's always maintenance. But at the end of the day, good friends,
Good
cocktails.
weather, exactly. Who needs anything more? Thank
Absolutely.
you, Dean. Thank you.
Thank you.
So you've told me all about you and your husband. The only thing you didn't do is tell us his name. You can't do that, poor thing.
I just assumed everyone knows, but it is Stephen, of course.
Of course, the lovely Stephen. And why is he not here with you today?
Well, he is working.
Okay.
He is.
He's looking after people's eyes.
He's an optometrist, and he's a busy doctor, great guy. And he wishes he was here, because when I talk to him on the phone,
He loves it here as well, doesn't he?
He does.
Both love the island and love being here.
he wants to come in and just open the suitcases, open the door, and just relax, and that's the way
I'd
it
like to
should
say
be.
hello to Jane and Joe. And we've only just met, and I kind of only know a little bit about their story because I wanted to chat. I want you to find the story at the same time as I find out. So let's go back to the beginning, okay? Why? And what happened? Why did you suddenly decide to go and live in the Caribbean?
Well, I get asked that question all the time, and what I can tell you is I don't know why I decided to do this. We started out, if I can just explain it this way, there's a television show in the States called Caribbean Life that's about people, mostly North Americans, who've moved here. And they mentioned St. Martin in several episodes, and I'd never even heard of St. Martin. Looked it up, and frankly what happened was I had a little banner ad pop up, this internet thing, on my phone the next day, and it was a very affordable home, and I went, wait, can this be the way it is? So one thing led to another, and I started to investigate. I started to look online. I made a couple phone calls to certain people, asking questions, and one thing led to another, and we ended up coming on a vacation a few months later. And I kind of slowly introduced the idea to my wife as I was learning more about the viability of us doing this. We had lived in Dallas, Texas for 40 years, had built a very nice life, retired around a year ago, and didn't need to do anything new. And I don't know how to explain it, but I got the idea that we should at least go take a look at St. Martin.
Well, I must tell you, my story is very similar, because in the UK we have a programme called A House in the Sun, A Place in the Sun or House in the Sun, and I used to have a little rental in England, and I used to watch this programme and think, why have I could be anywhere in the world. So what I'm amazed at is the influence of TV programmes. And when he first said to you, what about it, what did you think?
No.
Was that an instant, like he's having a mad half hour?
I was like, who will I know? I won't know anybody. And then he kind of looked at me because I'm the person in our high rise who knew absolutely everyone.
Gotcha.
So I talked to everyone, and he's like, you can't use that as an excuse because you'll know everybody within 5 minutes. So then I was like, okay, but you know, I don't know.
So did you come like all enthusiastic?
We did.
I was enthusiastic by the time we got here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we went from, this is all about information. Honestly, there was a particular realtor who I had been in touch with. By the way, it turns out he's on a bunch of those episodes. I didn't know that when I first spoke to him. And he said, what you need to do is come and have a nice vacation here. You'll get to know this island. And I said, okay, I think maybe we can do that. So after a couple of months of getting a lot of information, kind of realizing this is a possibility. By the way, we didn't say anything to anyone except our 2 grown daughters, because we knew our friends would be pretty freaked out. And we came with 3 things in mind when we came on a trip. One was, do we think we want to live here? By the way, we looked at a bunch of places to both buy and rent, just so we had an idea what was available for us. And then thirdly, is this a place that we think we would want to be?
So I'm going to show you some pictures of the property because it is beautiful. And currently you've decided to try it for 1 year.
That's right.
And then just sit back and analyse what you want to do next, which I think is really sensible. Right. So here we go. Here's a look at the lovely property. They're in Dawn Beach. Really high up. It's purposely made as an Airbnb. It's really spacious, and as we go outside you'll see amazing views. I watched lots of monkeys. I know lots of people ask about the monkeys. They get them on their porch. They come out and the monkeys are out there. It's really well designed. Look at that view. I'm going to take you down to the bedrooms. There's 4 bedrooms. I love that vaulted ceiling. There's 4 bedrooms here. I know there's only 2 of them. I said to them, you can go and sleep in a different bedroom every night. So there's a bedroom on that floor and a bathroom. And this is how they found it when they got there, as a rental. I mean, they literally just needed to bring their clothes. Before you came, what was some of the things that you were nervous about? Was it just an adventure?
I really wasn't nervous about anything. I thought that I would get off the plane and it would be, oh yes, I'm in or I'm not. And I got off the plane and I was in. And I hadn't even looked at any of the properties.
Right.
That is amazing that you're both on the same.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
'Cause that is-
we've been together for 48 years. We met, we were 18 years old, and summer before college, and got engaged on the day we graduated. So we've got that thing that sometimes couples have where we can finish each other's sentences and
Yeah.
so on. And as far as coming here, the trip was one thing. It was really a vacation. But then we decided after being here about a week, we made it a 2-week trip, that we were going to go ahead and pick a place so that we could go home and literally sell everything we own. We sold our condo, we sold our cars.
Oh,
we
I
got
didn't
rid of-
realise that you
We-
sold everything.
we
Yes.
do
What
not-
an adventure! So, if anybody, so you have decided to rent,
We have.
and what would you say to people that are thinking, shall I buy or shall I rent?
It's a good question. So it's funny, I came with more of an idea in my stubborn head we were going to buy. And it was a matter of timing. How can we sell a place at home because I need that money to buy something
Sure.
here, and can that work out? And found some scenarios that could have made sense. But I will tell you, of many, many, many people that we met on this vacation, they said, oh gosh, rent first.
I agree.
And I said, okay, I'll be more open to that. And you know what it took was this home we're in right now.
This home is beautiful.
It's so beautiful and so comfortable, and it's very special. And it's way more house than I ever would have bought, but I have a very large family, 7 brothers and sisters,
7.
18 nieces and nephews.
Wow.
I don't even know how
And
many.
you've got some coming to stay soon.
They are. We already have, and we've invited everybody many times. I'm sort of done to inviting. They know, right?
Friends included.
And it comes down to we've just decided, and it's interesting, the mental change of literally leaving everything behind and coming here is like, well, if this doesn't work out, I don't know where we're going to end up next.
Doesn't matter, does it?
It
You're
doesn't
together,
matter.
you're happy, you've
Yeah.
got money in the bank because you sold your house,
Yep.
and so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
But I think a lot of people's worry is going to be healthcare.
Yeah.
That's a big thing with people. And how have you found?
So we did buy a policy on a service a lot of expats buy, which will evacuate us if something serious happens.
Let me just tell you, just a visit to a doctor is about $65.
Right.
A visit to the dentist is about the same. Consultants,
Right.
you know, everything else is on top. But a prescription. Now you've been to get a prescription. How
Right.
much did your prescription cost?
So I got some, they happened to be for an ear infection. It was, I would call them pretty robust eardrops with antibiotic, painkiller, and so on. Would have cost $150 in America, $4.50 here.
I have.
Blew me away.
Yeah, I have 3 monthly B12 injections, and I went to buy them, and they were $1 each.
Wow, yeah.
$1 each. So yeah, but I think it's important for us to let people know
Right.
that you can deal with anything. Do you have shutters and think for hurricane when hurricane time comes?
We do. In fact, this house is, even though we're renting it, I wanted a place where what we did have wasn't going to get destroyed. It's very well constructed.
Well, and this house withstood Irma too.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's really. It's very well made.
Yeah, it
Just
is.
walking around, you can see that it's the quality.
Very.
That clock does that every 15 minutes.
That's right.
And you bought it from Dallas.
That was my mother's.
Oh, was it? So that's how old is that clock?
The clock is over 100 years old, I found out.
Winter things, because we're going to have to go back to the States sometime. And it probably won't be when it's nice and warm.
It is funny that, isn't it? Because that statement will probably have to go back. It's an amazing statement when you think you've just packed up, sold
Right,
everything and
right.
come, and then you've got that attitude. Oh yeah, we'll have to go back at
Yeah.
some point.
Like next
It's
May,
great.
there's a niece wedding, so here we are 18 months away from that. We brought enough clothes in case we go back for that wedding. Well, we will go back. Have to.
So if I said to you, "Where is home?" Have you got an answer to that?
That's a good question.
But I now say, I mean, I'm here about 8 months a year now,
Yeah.
and I now say I'm going home when I come back.
I think home is where your heart is.
Yes.
And I will tell you at this point, this doesn't feel like home yet.
Totally not.
And
Does it feel a bit like you're still on vacation?
mostly yes.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly yes.
And we have children and they still live in Dallas.
Right,
So I would probably say I consider Dallas home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also consider my 17th floor condo home You know, we don't have that.
And I want the change to happen to where this feels like home, but I don't know that it'll happen or not, and I'm not
You
pushing
can't
it.
force anything
You
either.
can't, you
It's
can't.
just going to be.
Because it comes down to the people. We've met quite a few folks here.
That was my next question. I
Sure.
know that's another thing that people worry about is social aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found it easy meeting people?
Yeah. So it's interesting because it's so transient here, and so many people come and go. They're here a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Even when you make friends, we've had a couple of people we've met and gone out to dinner with, but they're like, well, next week we're gone for the year. And that's going to be the way it is. So we're oddballs, honestly, knowing we're here all year round.
Yeah, but I do think that these St Martin Facebook groups where we all chat and is a great, is really valuable. The more you hear, the more you meet people, the bigger your social circle comes. I'm like you, I have a lot of people that are transient that come in and out, but there's so many of them now that there's always someone here.
Right.
So, at what point when it comes towards your year's end, do you have to say, we've got to sit down and decide what happens next? Is it on the 9th month, 6th month? What point do you have to say?
Sure.
I've already decided we're staying more than a year. I mean, I think I decided that when we got the house.
Oh, really?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So technically, the landlord wants notice 2 months ahead, I think, and so in my head, I'm thinking that's at least where the question will be asked, right? But I also think at that point, expectation is we'll know. How's this going? Do we like being here? Has it been what we hoped it was going to be, and so on. So I'm keeping I don't live in the future anymore, which is something I did most of my life.
All the people out there that are thinking of doing something like you've done, what do you say?
Go for it.
Right. I would say when I kept getting asked the question of why are you moving there, and I couldn't answer the question for a while, this is back home, I finally said, you know what? The reason I did it is every minute we were here when we came for the visit, my wife had a smile on her face. So I'm here to make my wife happy.
Oh no, we're all going to finish this crying.
Crybaby.
No, yeah.
Irish weakness, my dad calls it.
Oh, no, I think it's a perfect answer. We should all be smiling. Life's too short. None of us know what's going to happen tomorrow. And if you've got the chance to do something, do it.
That's right.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
No, I think it's a perfect answer. We should all be smiling. Life's too short. None of us know what's going to happen tomorrow. And if you've got the chance to do something, do it.
That's right.
So hello from Chesterfields. Anybody knows Chesterfields? It's a bar right in Phillipsburg. It's very popular for breakfast, lunch and dinner really. And this is my lovely friend Sabine.
Hi, how are you?
And good. And we met, I was thinking about this on the drive, about 10 years ago.
10 years ago, through a friend of ours.
Sabine is a real estate agent. Do you deal with rentals and purchases?
Yes, I do rentals as well, in a certain price range. So our rentals start by $2,000, $2,500 a month.
It's long term.
Yes, I only do. My company only is doing long-term rentals.
So is it a year?
Minimum 1 year.
Minimum of
yes.
1 year. So I've got I think the main question people ask when they want to buy here is it easy?
Extremely easy on the Dutch side. I'm selling on the Dutch side here. It's very, very easy. Best is you come with the money already, because financing here through the island is difficult.
I did it. I know. Is there enough properties out there for people?
Yes. St. Martin likes to buy and likes to sell.
So it's a perpetual market. There's
Yes.
always something for somebody out there. So do you deal with like the 1-bedroom condos and the great big villas too?
Everything.
So do you go around seeing something amazing and think, oh, I really like that?
Yeah, unfortunately that is the truth. What I'm doing is when I know my clients and I see a property, sometimes you can really see that is the house for them. And then I call them and I tell them, I have found your house. And then they look at it and it's really everything what they were dreaming of. So sometimes you get these thoughts when you know your clients well.
Yeah.
And you see that person in this house when you step into it.
And is it often that one person, if there's two, if it's a couple, one person wants it more than the other?
No, because normally it's the wife who says, I want it.
I was going to
know?
say that, but I thought I better not.
And the husband is smart and wants it too.
The lovely people I was speaking to yesterday, that's exactly what he said. He said his wife, he was actually crying, and he said his wife was happy and that made him happy. Is there something for everyone?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, for all types of tastes. So we have Caribbean style properties, and which
Is that an older property?
these are older properties. These are not modern ones. They carry the Caribbean flair, which I like very much. And then we have, of course, the modern ones, which I also love. The really, really cool ones. And we have them in all price ranges. So you can actually say the real small little condos, they start by 150,000. And the more sophisticated two-bedroom units, they are around 350, 400,000, and then it goes up endlessly.
All right, you may not tell me, but I'll just ask, what's the most expensive place you've sold?
The most expensive was 800,050.
Okay, and what
But
is...
we have villas. We have a villa here on St. Martin, which is fantastic, and it's $8.5 million.
That's what I was going to ask it. 8.5. And on the Dutch side?
It's on the Dutch side.
How many
I
bedrooms?
believe it's the most expensive house on the Dutch side. It is a 7-bedroom villa. It's unbelievably located, right at the beach, and it's perfect for Airbnb. And this villa has everything. It has a sauna, it has a gym, it has everything, and the owners, they are renting it out short term. And it's fantastic. The people get picked up from the airport, and it's a fantastic property.
From a one-bedroom condo to an £8.5 million villa. So whatever you're looking for,
We have it.
They have it, and it's easy. All you need here on the island is a notary.
Yes, a notary. You don't need a lawyer involved at all. And there's also one important thing. You don't have to go. You don't have to go from one realtor to the next. You can choose one realtor, and if the property is listed by another, it's no problem. That realtor will then, for you, make all the appointments, and will go there and then co-broke with the other realtor.
This is one of the mistakes I made when I came here looking. I contacted about 4.
Yes, and that's a
And
mistake.
then I learned. Once I met the first one, he explained, and then
Yes.
I cancelled all the rest. But that's because in other countries it works differently.
And that's also, it's of advantage because you found your realtor you trust.
Yeah.
And then this realtor is with you when you look at properties which you don't have listed.
And then you work with them all the way through till
All the way through.
till closing.
Yes, to dinner afterwards.
Yeah, of course. I love that. That's great.
And if they negotiate too much, they have to pay.
Good answer. Good answer. Is there anything for potential buyers to be aware of?
Yeah, you don't want to buy in a location which is not frequented by tourists.
No, it's all good points. Oh, thank you so much for sitting and chatting. If anybody's got any questions, I will put Sabine's details so that you can contact her direct if you're looking to buy property.
And I'm
please.
doing this here now 22 years, so I know everything
And everyone.
and everyone. And one nice thing I want to mention at the end. When I decided to live here, then I thought, oh, these people maybe only be nice to me because I'm a tourist and they want my money. But what I saw when I started living here, they got actually really nicer because you become a part of the island, you're recognized by the people and you're loved by them. We have the nicest people on this island we can imagine.
That's why it's called the Friendly Island.
It's a no drama place.
And isn't that so important on our health?
It's
So-
for the health, very, very important.
Yeah.
When I came here 25 years ago, I wanted to learn take it easy because that's the Caribbean motto. And I think I'm there by 85% already. And I'm working on the last 15.
It's only taken you how many years?
25.
25 years.
I come from Germany, so we don't take anything easy.
No, you take everything quite seriously,
Yes.
don't you? So, yeah, we do in the UK as well. And, yeah.
And that is good for the health.
yeah.
To just let go a little bit, not to worry about everything. Don't worry, be happy.
Be happy. I'm going to play that song now, you know
Yes.
that at the end. Thank you.